Welcome to Season 2 Spark edition of Investment Insider, brought to you by Invest Selangor. My name is Cynthia Ng, your host for this series. In this Spark edition, we will take a closer look at companies in Selangor setting the benchmark for next-generation industrial parks in the region. Now, in this episode, we will be featuring Central Spectrum, the master developer of Pulau Indah, Selangor's major industrial, maritime and residential hub located southwest of Port Klang, one of the world's leading seaport terminals. Joining me on the show today to talk about the exciting developments in Pulau Indah, it is my pleasure to welcome Razif Abdul Wahab, CEO of Central Spectrum Sdn. Hello Razif and welcome to the show. If I may start with you giving us an overview of the land. Now, Central Spectrum is behind the development of three major industrial parks located on Pulau Indah: the Pulau Indah Industrial Park, Selangor Halal Hub and Selangor Bio Bay. Tell us, Razif, how do they fit into Central Spectrum's ambition to make Pulau Indah the destination for investors?
Thank you, Cynthia. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Business Insiders for inviting me into this today. For information, Central Spectrum Sdn, or Central Spectrum Malaysia Sdn, we call it CSSB after this, is a well-established property developer renowned for its success in developing Pulau Indah. As a company owned by Selangor State Government, CSSB has been mandated to develop and promote Pulau Indah. Since the launch of its operations in 1994, that's about 27 years ago, CSSB is ever committed and aspires to develop Pulau Indah into a progressive and distinguished community featuring countless opportunity. Leveraging on the strong demand for industrial, commercial and investment grade properties, CSSB portfolio includes the famous Pulau Indah Industrial Park or PIP, Selangor Halal Hub, SHH, and our latest baby, Selangor Bio Bay. Pulau Indah Industrial Park, that was launched in 1990s, has three major phases. That is Phase 1, Phase 2 and Phase 3. We successfully sold Phase 1 and Phase 2 when it was launched. And at present, Phase 3, that has three sub-phases, 3A and 3B is nearly sold out, but for Phase 3B, now we are ready to be launched soon.
I'd like to understand more on investors' appetite for the industrial park with Phase 3B launching soon. But more on that later, Razif. Can you right now walk us through some of the offerings at Selangor Halal Hub and Selangor Bio Bay?
In Selangor Halal Hub, we started off with 1,000 acres and purchasers are entitled for Halma status by Halal Industry Development Corporation or HDC, the entrusted agency by the Malaysian government, which qualifies the halal industry players for halal incentives. As for Halal Hub, all have been sold and we have only about 3 balanced lots which is still available. Besides Halal Hub and PIP, as I mentioned just now, for Selangor Bio Bay or SBB Industrial Park, we call it now, we have divided it into 3 precincts, that is Precinct 1, Precinct 2 and Precinct 3. For Precinct 1A, it was launched recently for about 60 acres of land. We have sold about 20% and pending acceptance for another few acres. Moreover, we are proud to say that Pulau Indah is a strategic location for businesses. It has matured import and export related industries, connected by integrated transportation system, and the development is poised to generate substantial increase in value creations across the value chain.
Now, speaking about value chain, many companies chose Pulau Indah as their base as it offers many supply chain options and market access. Now, if I can name a few, Razif, we have IKEA, Ramly Food, Sintex have all set up their operations at Pulau Indah Industrial Park. If you can, talk to us about the current needs of businesses when starting their operations and how does Central Spectrum cater to those needs?
Okay, good question, Cynthia. Of course, we are proud to have all those big names surrounding us. The reason why is that we are surrounded by the best facilities and the seaports. Our industrial land is next to the 12th busiest port in the world, that is Westport, and the whole Port Klang, and connecting more than 350 ports worldwide, and promote the initiatives and fostering low carbon development and eco-innovations. Apart from this, we are easily accessible through the highways. For your information, there are about 7 major highways that is linked straight to Pulau Indah, and about less than half an hour to 2 major international airports, which is KLIA and also Subang Airport. We manage our industrial land with sea-fronting development concept, incentives ready for industries, vicinity of liquid and dry bulk terminal in the port, gas pipeline infrastructure, and telecommunications.
Now, I like that you pointed out incentives because that's key to attracting investors. For instance, IKEA invested over 900 million ringgit to set up the world's 3rd largest distribution center right here in Pulau Indah. What can be understood regarding the needs of foreign investors compared to domestic investors, and how can we attract more to invest in Malaysia?
Okay, we think about IKEA. I would say one of the biggest foreign investors that invested in Pulau Indah. As we know that Malaysia is attractive to foreign investors besides IKEA, many more, due to its known for a gateway to the Southeast Asia market, and by offering various incentives to foreign companies, notable the status of pioneer company and tax reduction associated with the investment. The country benefit from a high skill and English speaking workforce. In Pulau Indah, we offer a well-developed infrastructure, accessibility, and availability of the labor resources. That's part of the reason why. And by having Invest Selangor, for example, as the investment arms and serve as a one-stop agency, we strongly believe that they are able to facilitate and provide information, advisory services, as well as a startup or expansion assistance to potential and existing investors.
I hear you, Razif. Connectivity, infrastructure, and ease of doing business, these are all crucial factors to attracting and keeping investors here. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we find out how Central Spectrum is making headways into the recreational and tourism sectors too. Stay tuned.
The foreign investors may contact us directly via website www.investselangor.my, or if there is any MIDA office nearby or in their region, they can always seek assistance from MIDA as an introduction.
Welcome back to Investment Insider, brought to you by Invest Selangor. Joining me right now is Razif Abdul Wahab, CEO of Central Spectrum, the master developer of Pulau Indah, Selangor's leading industrial hub. Razif, it's great to have you back on the show. There is certainly strong demand for land in Pulau Indah, partly attributed to the proximity to ports, accessibility to major highways and the Klang Valley. Now this means more and more companies are also tapping into this segment, which is industrial parks, as they see increasing demand for industrial land. So how is Central Spectrum staying ahead of the curve? Razif, you can share with us the company's unique selling proposition.
Okay, very interesting questions. Why we are different about Central Spectrum compared to another industrial park is that CSSP Industrial Park is a guarded and gated managed industrial park, whereby it is designed with lavish greeneries. We have bicycle lanes that promote low carbon emissions, smart city elements, and integrated waste system. We have our own facilities management subsidiaries to maintain and manage the industrial park to ensure customers' need and expectation is well met. That is the difference.
I hear you about creating industrial parks which are not just practical for business but smart and eco-friendly too. Now this brings me to my next question, Razif. I understand there are plans to develop Selangor Bio Bay Industrial Park into an ecotourism and recreational center. Tell us about it.
Okay, as a winner of the first low-carbon industrial park, we aspire to provide a well-being and harmonic balance between the economics and the social sectors. With a sea-fronting development concept, the entire SPB development will be connected by bicycle and pedestrian lanes. Cyclists can stroll along the water edge between Selat Lumut and Selat Chanduk. Water recreations and seafood restaurants will be made available nearby Pulau Indah Marina and the three traditional fishermen's village. We also have preserved the original Orang Asli Mahmeri fishing jetty for the same purpose. On top of that, other tourist attractions including kayaking through mangrove of Sungai Candong and the boat excursion from Laguna Jetty will be made available. We are collaborating, in fact, with Selangor Tourism and cruise ship operators in Pulau Indah to bring in international tourists to experience the uniqueness of Pulau Indah nature.
Showcasing the nature of Pulau Indah. Now that sounds like a plan. Now before I wrap this up, Razif, there are a lot of factors that make a place attractive for investors to set up their business. Tell us about the role of state agencies like Invest Selangor to assist businesses, particularly during long periods of uncertainty like what we are facing now. What kind of support do they need most?
Yeah, okay. In fact, we should be thankful to Invest Selangor because they play a big role in facilitating the investment in Selangor. Serve as one-stop center or one-stop agencies. Invest Selangor provide information, advisory services, as well as startup or expansion assistance to potential and existing investors. Despite the negative outlook due to the pandemic, Selangor remains an attractive investment destination. I personally believe that Invest Selangor will facilitate, manage, and provide clarifications or recommendations to government agencies under the International Trade and Industrial Ministry on essential manufacturers and their supply chain operation during the MCO, Movement Control Order.
I can't agree more that support from various agencies is crucial to help companies pull through this pandemic. Lastly, Razif, before you go, can you share with us what are some of the exciting developments we can look forward to from Central Spectrum?
We ambition Pulau Indah to be a new industrial nexus for the state of Selangor. Our relentless focus in trying to address the needs of a new generation of companies that leverage the strengths of the various governmental entities above for the state and federal government level will ensure the long-term growth and sustainability of our tenants. We believe that the pandemic is not an obstacle for development, but it's an opportunity. We have to look into the positive side of it for companies to reassess their growth strategy. A stronger focus and new shoring critical components of their supply chain to ensure that the needs of markets close to the region can be met by Pulau Indah. Besides that, we are confident that significant progress will be made within the next 6 to 12 months as we embark on our wide range effort to not only address the needs of the multinationals, but also support the export and domestic-driven Malaysian industries. When Pulau Indah is strong, we believe Selangor is strong, and with that, Malaysia will grow strong.
Thank you, Razif, for talking to us about the exciting plans at Central Spectrum, and we look forward to more great developments from your company. You have been watching Investment Insider with me, Cynthia Ng. We'll see you again in the next episode.
Selangor is the most attractive investment destination. Find out how we can assist you at www.investselangor.my. Join us again in the next episode.